So I've been going over the manuscript of my autobiography again in the final stages of getting it, of the editing and getting it ready for the publishers, and all of that type of thing. And I relive many experiences in my life. And the one thing that goes through my whole autobiography, my whole life story, is the love that my mother had for me. Now, my earthly father did not understand transsexuality, was anti-gay and homophobic, and never did accept me. However, God, as my heavenly Father, did accept me. So through the later part of grade school years and high school, God, my heavenly Father, took the place of my earthly father, who rejected me because I am a transsexual. But my mother, on the other hand, and in fact, my father was the only one in my family that did not accept my transsexuality. All the rest of the family did come around and accept it and understand it. They knew me since I was born, since I was a little kid, and knew that I was born innately with my feminine characteristics and ways of doing things. And so they finally, not finally, but they did in time accept it, but my father never did. And yet my mother did accept it. Now, how my mother found out that I was gay when I was in my younger years is in my autobiography, in a chapter that's going to be called Outed. And I wish, looking back, turning back the pages of my life, that she would have found out about my homosexuality some other way than the way that she did. However, that is the way it came about. And not too long before that, my stepfather said to me, see, all through school, they knew I was gay. I never told them. It was just so obvious. I could not blend in and as a boy, I could not pass myself off as straight like some gay men can. You know, I didn't have to tell anybody I was gay. It was so obvious they just knew it, you know. It was just like that. And all through high school, when I performed at my 30th high school reunion, nobody was surprised to see me there in stage drag attire. And going through high school, I was made fun of and I was bullied and so on and so forth. And when my dad heard about it, he came down on me as if the fact that I was being made fun of because I was being so effeminate, he kind of laid that trip on me like it was my fault. And I was just merely being the person God created me to be. And I was just being me. And yet the fact that I was rejected and was kind of the outcast, the local fairy as it were, you know, my dad, to hear him talk, you would think it was my fault. My mother, when she first found out as a fact, well, she first found out that the kids in school were taunting me and teasing me and calling me Christine, and Christine Jorgensen was a publicized male to female transsexual of that time in the 50s. And when she heard that the kids were calling me Christine, my stepfather said that she cried herself to sleep that night. And moving right along, not too long before my mother found out as a fact that I was gay, like I say, how she found out, you'll have to buy my book to read it. But my stepfather said to me, if you are that way, in other words, mean homosexual, he said to me, and he said it at the dinner table in front of my mother and my half-brothers and my sister, the whole family. He said, if you are that way, don't ever tell your mother. It'll break her heart. And I had no plans on telling her, but a couple of months later, she did find it out as a fact. And however, she did not reject me. She still stood by me. And then moving on down the years, when I first started living as Paula, I had moved to San Francisco. And when I changed my identity from the male identity and started living as Paula, I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area, and my mother was here in Portland. And of course, I wrote and told her about it. And at first, she wasn't really that happy about it. And Dr. Harry Benjamin, who I was going to for hormone shots at the time, said that a woman doesn't have a son for 25 years and then boom, overnight say, I have a daughter, and you're going to have to be patient and give her time to adjust. And Dr. Benjamin was right, because with the passing of time, she did adjust and come around.